So here's a few more updates on the railway project. As you can see by this piece of test track here, I've come up with a new design to hold down the rails to the ties. Being as I'm using channel, there's of course only one flange on the side, and the other side is just flat. This is of course an advantage because when rolling these to make curved track, I don't need to have any special profile rollers. I can just use it as if I was rolling rectangular bar. So that's the advantage to using channel as opposed to T or regular profile rail. Of course, those are more expensive options as well, so channel is currently the option of choice. But the problem, of course, is affixing it to the ties as they don't stand up on their own. So, luckily, you'll note these fasteners here are just lag bolts into the tie, so this is a really large screw. But the point is that this is a beam washer. Now these are tapered, that are usually designed to take up the taper on a I-beam or other flange section, and so they're thicker than other washers. They're obviously square, and so what I'm doing with these is I'm using obviously the one over the outside flange normally as I would a round washer, but the other one acts simply as a shoulder for this rail to sort of get pressed up against by the other washer. And so by sandwiching the rail in like that, I don't actually need a flange on this side, and it holds rather well. I'm thinking of adding another steel plate underneath of this so that the rail can't sink into the wood at all. You'll see here that it's only a 1/2 inch wide by 1.5 inches tall, but the 1/2 inch width doesn't give it a lot of contact area with the tie. So the issue there is it might sink into the wood and wear that out faster than I would like, becoming loose in the washer arrangement that I've set up, and overall leading to the rail being able to twist sort of out. So being able to lift out from this side, which of course has nothing holding it down, just holding it side to side, so it would lift out, roll over, and pop out of this washer as well. So obviously a situation I want to avoid, but so far this is the best option that I've come up with for holding the channel down to the ties without having to weld tabs to this channel, because my previous track sections that I made had welded tabs, and of course they gave the same amount of clamping. They were the same sort of dimensions on the ties, but they of course were sturdier but required a lot more work, and I couldn't edit it after that. After I welded the tab there, I couldn't reuse the rail somewhere else. So they were stuck as those panels. And, well, point is, I'd like something that I can adjust later on, and this seemed to be the best option. Obviously, if you just see by picking it up, it doesn't flex, it doesn't really move a hell of a lot, so I can't give a good demonstration of the exact stiffness, as I can't roll anything across it because this is just a 5-foot section of track here. It's not really able to be used, but anyway, that's the state of the track. I'll probably also get wider channels, so same 1.5 inch height, but probably 3/4 inch width instead of 1/2 inch width. Should give it a little bit more, a little bit of stability in terms of being able to stand up on its own, because the 1/2 inch here can't really stand up. But the other news, which is I've went over briefly, is this culvert, which is now completely finished. And so it's got 2 brick portals on either side, pretty much the same. Just, you can see down there, both of them are pretty much identical with a steel pipe running through it, but it's very thin, just ductwork sheet metal. So I'm not expecting it to really stay. So in the middle here, where you see these stones, it just looks like gravel and a couple stones here, but this is actually an arch that's built here, pretty much with stones and cement in a loose pile, similar to just big rough concrete. So somewhere in between a corbelled stone arch and a poured concrete thing, so it should hold rather well. I've ridden the wheelbarrow over it a couple times to lay down this dirt here, So the filling is going well, but this can support the amount of load with that going over it full of fill dirt already. So I'm okay in calling that all right for the loads that are going to be over top of this thing. It's not like it's a mainline track or anything. This is just it's all miniaturized. But and of course the laying of the stone wall is going well. You can see that it's going to go to about here, I hope. It's where the grade starts going up back to the rest of the yard. But overall, despite getting covered in leaves and all of that, because it's adequately autumn here, it's going rather well, making progress. Just have to get a lot more rail now. So maybe I'll actually be laying some track soon. Who knows? Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and keep you updated.